Hey everybody, it's Mike Pingel from Collector's Haven. How are you today? We are going to dive into a huge, amazing Batgirl collection. Welcome.
Bam. Pow. Wow.
There, thank you. Thank you for saving me. Take two. Oh, guys, it's going to be a great one. Darren, how are you today and how is your day going?
My day's going good. I'm drinking out of my Batgirl mug with my Batgirl tank top, my Batgirl tennis shoes, so Converse. So I'm doing good.
Do you have your Batgirl underoos on?
I actually have Batman underwear on, but they're not underoos. So
Adult Batman underwear, I understand.
yes.
Because you're
yes.
an adult.
I'm not that small. Yes.
You're an adult. Thank you for coming on and sharing your collection today. When did you start collecting or loving Batgirl?
So I watched the reruns of the Batman TV show because, of course, I am not that old. But in the early 70s, when I was that old, I got my first Mego action figures. And I got the Batman and Robin and Batgirl. And so, and this is my original Batgirl figure that I had from when I was like 5 or 6. And I remember being a kid living in Long Island, and I have some of my collection here from the previous ones. So you have Robin, Batman, Wonder Woman. I think you got Shazam and Green Arrow and Supergirl and Superman. Those are some of the original Mego dolls that I have. So those are my like prized possessions. But this little lady is my favorite. I remember when I was a kid, I would always try to make her do handstands. And we're going to try to make this work. And God, it doesn't really work anymore. But she used to be able to do handstands.
Just tired.
So,
tired.
She's tired. She's like 34, 50 years old. So, or 40. I'm not into math. So I also remember when I was a kid, because these Mego dolls, they actually just brought back Mego, which is great and weird. And
yes, it is.
And so this little lady, you can take off her hat, you can take off her cowl and stuff, and she's like this super bobbin hair, and I don't understand how that hair works. Okay. But I remember when I was a kid, whenever any of them would break, I would go and bury them in my backyard. And so I remember like having funerals for like the Incredible Hulk or whoever broke at that time. And then 20 years later, 25 years later, we went back, my friend and I, and we actually dug up the area where they're at, and we found a piece of the Incredible Hulk.
Oh.
So it's kind of neat to have that memory, and, you know, because I took these serious. I loved my action figures.
Yes. Yeah. I do have a burning question. How did Batgirl become the one that stole your heart?
I think it's the pop of colors. I think I had a mad crush on Yvonne Craig from the Batman TV show, which was, she was actually created for the Batman TV show, the comic book one, and then they incorporated her into the comics as well, because I think at the time they wanted a female character to bring in new viewers, and so that only lasted about a year, and then the show got canceled. So, but she's still in our hearts, and she's 50 years. So we have this major graphic novel celebration of 50 years. And yeah, this is one of my graphic novels that I just got recently. So.
Wow. Is she still with us? I didn't do my research, obviously.
So Batgirl so DC Comics has screwed up all of the continuity of all the worlds. And so they did this new thing called the New 52. So Barbara Gordon got shot by the Joker in The Killing Joke. this one makes me sad, and it's on video. So now it's on DVD, but this was like one of this cutting edge graphic novel called The Killing Joke. So she ends up getting shot and basically raped by the Joker. And so she is unable to walk anymore. So she's wheelchair bound and turned into a character called Oracle, which is like the super person, the IT person for all of like the Justice League. And so she became a pretty powerful character in that right, being called Oracle. And she was part of Birds of Prey and all that stuff. And there's a Birds of Prey TV show with her as Oracle. But the New 52 kind of reversed everything, and they brought her back because there has been three other Batgirls, but there was two other Batgirls in this continuity, and now they just canceled the Batgirl series that has gone on for the last 7 years or 5 years. So
I'm so sorry.
But DC Comics is canceling everything. So they canceled Supergirl. They're just trying to figure out what they're going to do. But I do have hope that they're going to make a Batgirl movie solo. So
yeah, well, hopefully they will. I mean, there's hope for it yet, because superhero movies seem to endless now.
Yes, it's supposed to be written by the person that did Bumblebee. So I don't remember the name of the writer and actor or whatever. So
not my favorite one.
Super cute.
I mean, to be honest, it was okay. It was okay. So you said when you had buried your yeah, I know it's traumatic. Thank you.
I need to drink more in my Batgirl glass.
Thank you. I hope it's vodka in there. What happened after, if you lost your Hulk, what happened after that? Did you buy a new one, or what happened to?
No, so I started getting older at that point, and one of the things that I'm kind of thankful for is my brother was very creative. And so if you look at action figures now, there's action figures for the Reverse Flash and, fire and ice. And here, I'll show you some of them. Like there's every character like Harlequin and you got Lex Luthor, which, okay, you'd have, and Wonder Girl and Batwoman. So, and Robins and all these like weird characters that you would never think you would have. So as a kid, we didn't have that. We had Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, maybe Green Arrow or whatever it was. But I wanted Legion of Superheroes. I wanted Flash. I wanted Captain Cold. So my brother used to draw me superhero dolls. And it was really cool. And so I would have these special figures that, kids today can take for granted. But
that was really sweet of your brother.
It was very sweet of my brother. And then I used to take my comic books and I would cut out like a full body shot of them, and I would end up having special characters like this one, like Robin. And so I cut up my comic books. So just to have action figures so I can play.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's okay, because when you got older, did you purchase all the ones you cut up?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I would ride my bike to 7-Eleven and buy comic books.
7-Eleven?
So, yeah. In Westlake Village or Thousand Oaks. It was in Thousand Oaks.
Really? I've never heard 7-Eleven. That's funny. That's cute.
Yeah, they used to always have comic books. They had the spinner rack, which like one of these things. They had one of these things back in the day. So full of comics and full of hope and dreams.
And by the way, those comics on your spinner, those are your comics now, right?
Yes, I am a comic book publisher. I never thought I'd work in comic books. I always thought that it would just be a hobby of mine. But yeah, I do create comic books. I've been doing it 20 years as of this week. As of tomorrow, actually, my first comic book came out called The 10th Muse. And it's Greek mythology set in modern day world. She kind of has like some spunk like Batgirl does. And Batgirl's definitely an inspiration for this creation. So
that's awesome. So with your own publishing, how do you create ideas, or do people come in with their own ideas, or do you go, you wake up after a vodka drink and you're like, oh my God, I need to do this one?
No, I try to come up with 90% of the stuff that I publish. Like one of the books that ties into the Batman world. Here, I'll just show you this really quick. If you can see this, it's the Misadventures of Adam West. So, and what that is, it's Adam West as he's the most bitter actor in the world, and he ends up, which is true, he became typecast for being Batman, and a fan sends him an amulet in the mail, and then he gets to be all the people that he's always wanted to be, like a super space ranger or an action adventure star. And so we did really well with that we spun off a Julie Newmar one. And I was really trying to work with Yvonne Craig, but she passed. So by the time we were getting ready to her, which would have been a dream come true.
Yeah. So, and you work closely with the people who created their own characters, on television or in film, and create these wonderful
fictionalized versions of them. Yeah. So like my newest one that just came out, so is, okay, don't cringe everybody, Stormy Daniels Space Force. So it's really good.
I like it.
Adventure. Yeah, and she's wonderful to work with too.
So getting back to Batgirl, because that's what we're here to talk about. We're talking about Batgirl. What do you like most about Batgirl? Is there something that
I think there's a lot of positivity with the character. I think she's super smart, and I love the colors, and just seeing this, like the red versus the blue versus the yellow, it's just such, even with the gray, it's just visually popping to me. And my whole family is in love with redheads. So my best friend Diana is a redhead. My brother married Martha, who's a redhead. My dad married Vera, who's a redhead. I married Daniel, who's not a redhead. so I have Diana,
like
and I have
family, to say the least.
Exactly. So,
what do you most like about collecting?
The thing I like most about collecting is, especially in COVID times, it gives you something to do, and it gives you something to look forward to. And granted, you can't do it the same way as I used to do it, which, I remember used to going to like Targets and Kmart's and spend like the whole day looking for certain figures. And this is in my adulthood. And I love doing that. And I think it's fun. And, my husband now always knows when we ever go into a Target that we have to go to the toy section first. So
training him well.
Totally training him well. Yes.
So now, do you only collect on the Batgirls, or do you dabble in other stuff, or do you just mainly right there?
Here, I'll show you some of the stuff. So I'm mainly only 90% Batgirl. And let's turn this around. I did the Justice, and it's all mainly DC stuff. So I collected this, it's like the Batman animated series figures. We have, what else? The Justice League animated series figures. And then we go into like more of then that's when I turned more into the Batgirl stuff. And then, so that's Batgirl is Oracle, the one in the wheelchair. And then there's some of my characters. And you can see how fun. And there's Batgirl cereal, which is weird. but it's really neat to go searching for stuff. Like this one was a GameStop original, and then a friend of mine had that made for me. So, and then here, I'll show you another case. We'll open up the case. So this used to be my guest room, my office, and I would always worry that somebody's going to knock into the cases. So, but yeah, these are like some of the expensive ones, more of the statues. And we got Alicia Silverstone right there. And you got like tiny, tiny little figures and jam-packed figures in that one. And then a friend of mine made this bear. And oh yeah, then we have this weird thing right here. It's a crocheted Batgirl. And then you have the new DC Superhero Girls line. It's always fun to buy those. And then the ugliest Batgirl figure is right there. She looks like a man. So, and then you got some more different, there's Alicia Silverstone, some glasses, and that this is a reproduction of the Mego doll that I was just showing you before. So they brought her back. And then you have Barbie ones as well. And then we have all these.
Wow. So what I'm noticing is there's nothing's in a box. What's up with that? Do you have a second room with everything in a box?
No, I took everything out of the box. There was a time when I had everything in a box, and it was like years.
Oh, I lost your audio. Lost your audio. Did you turn your audio off?
Is that better?
There you go. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Sorry.
So unboxing stuff. No, I did have stuff in boxes for years, and then I had no more room, and so I got rid of a bunch of them, kept only things that I really liked, and then and then just opened them and bought like these cases. And then my Batgirls couldn't breathe, so as you saw, I had the 2 cases that you just saw, and here's my cape. So my Batgirl cape. And so then this is the 3rd set, my 3rd one. Now that all the Batgirls can breathe now. So, and there's like a giant size version of the Batgirl Mego figure. We got statues and busts and a lot of the Mego dolls. So this is the first Batgirl from like, I think the 40s. So, but she didn't really turn into anything. So, and there's another Batgirl Mego doll that's riding in the Batmobile. And we have snap bracelets and Hallmark ornament things. And these are test tubes holding up this glass case. And then you have a lot of like weird stuff. And you even have a Batman brush from Avon. So, and then the Batgirl book collection.
I think I remember the Batman brush. I used to have it, I think.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yep.
It is super cool.
Loved it. And then these are my Batgirl graphic novels in the Two-Face, what is it, a book holder. And then I have an original Ben Cooper mask, which is kind of neat. And then, of course, every Batman or Batperson fan has the alarm clock, the talking alarm clock, and the Lego Batgirl clock. And there's a plate back there. Oh, and then there's all these guys right here, which is just a lot of figures. And then got some more figures right here. And they're all jam-packed behind all this. And then I think that one. And I did try to dust. So, and then I do have the DVDs, like the Adventures of Batman, where she was in, and that type of stuff. So,
Okay.
Yes.
So what is the weirdest one that you have?
I do think it is the, let me grab it here. Hold on. Okay. I do think it's the crocheted Batgirl.
I think that's adorable. What are you talking about?
That's the craziest thing. So, or there's like the Tonner doll that's worth like $200. That's kind of, Tonner was a big toy company back in the day. Yeah, it's just.
Absolutely. What is the hardest thing for you to find? What was the hardest one?
The only thing I don't have the Batgirl original Pez.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really hard to find, and it's super expensive, and I just can never commit to buying that.
How expensive is it?
I think anywhere between $100 and $300.
Yeah.
Just for a Pez dispenser. That's kind of like, that's kind of hard. Like I just bought, there's a new there's actually a new statue that's coming out soon, and I just spent like $300 on that. So, but then you got the fun masks and stuff too.
I love it.
It's the Lego Batgirl.
Oh my goodness. What is your favorite Batgirl movie or TV show? I'm assuming.
I'm kind of really liking the new DC superhero Girls that's on now. They revamped it with the woman that did My Little Pony remake, Laura Faust, I think it is. And it's just so cute. It's adorable, and that's her personality. It's like she's a spaz, and they're in high school, and it's kind of fun to watch.
Nice. So what is the most expensive thing that in your collection that you purchased?
The most expensive thing, probably that Batgirl statue that I bought for $3.99 or $2.99. But I also have like these things right above me. These are from the Warner Brothers Studio store. I used to work for DC Comics, and these things are worth a lot of money now. So they're valuable in each one. Wonder Woman one is an artist proof. And I think, they're all limited editions. So, and I even, as I said, the character that I created called 10th Muse, I ended up doing one. I hired the same artist who did them to do one of her and Batman. And Batman was done already, but so.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's fun. And even like, Batgirl's just a big part of my life. My to-do list book is Batgirl. My screensaver on my phone is Batgirl.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing in my house has Charlie's Angels on it. So I don't.
Not at all.
Not at all.
But to be honest, when it comes to collecting, it's only in one room of my house. You will find one Batgirl mug and one Olivia Newton-John Xanadu mug, and everything else is like, there's no collectibles anywhere else in the house. And I even have my Batman watch too. That's from Fossil from 1997. So
nice. Well, yeah. I mean, you have a lovely house. You want to keep it all. I have an apartment that it's basically one big room. So.
Right. Yeah. So I try to keep it, and it's also, because comic books is my job, so I kind of want to be able to turn it off.
Yeah, I understand. So I love that you said. I picked up that that room used to be where people used to stay, and then you don't let them stay there anymore. Where do they stay now if they come see you?
we have a guest bedroom now, so.
I was thinking maybe in the garage or outside in that shack in the back.
Totally, yeah. It used to stress me out, like, because you bang into these things, things come tumbling down, and it's not fun. Moving this stuff is awful too. That's also a nightmare. So
I completely understand. How many Batgirls do you think you have in your collection?
I could not even. I have ones that are like this tiny to like big gigantic things, I couldn't even tell you. I know that of all the new stuff that's been happening for like the last, I pretty much have most of the Batgirl collectibles, a lot of them, old and new. And once again, I kind of left it to Barbara Gordon. So there are some things like I even have dominoes with her face on it. And, you know, there's things that I kind of limit myself. I'm not going to go buy every shot glass or mug or anything like that. I kind of stick to just figures or figurines, Hallmark ornaments now. As I said, statues. There is one statue I wish I got, and
what one's that?
it's worth like it's another Sideshow collectibles, and they're super expensive. And now it goes for like $600. So I'm glad I got the other one that I got. So I'm pretty happy with it. So.
Well, how much do you think your whole collection's worth? If you put a dollar amount on it.
I have no clue. That's one thing I don't know because I buy it, and you know, of course things go up in value, but I couldn't even I wouldn't even know, and that sounds really bad because I don't have renter's insurance.
Ooh, don't say that out loud.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, sorry.
So it's a rainy night. Nothing's going on. You're feeling blue. What episode of Batman with Batgirl on it do you watch?
I won't watch it anymore.
What?
So
why?
Once again, nothing's off limits. I cannot stand Burt Ward. So I worked with him when we did these Julie Newmar series and the Adam West series. We worked with Burt Ward, and he literally were good friends. And then the day the comic book was supposed to come out, it was called Burt Ward Boy Wonder. And he saw everything and all this stuff. And we were going to do free comic book day at Golden Apple in LA. And he was going to do a signing. And this little T here. He calls me up screaming at me, telling me we made him look fat and that he like literally went off. And I'm like, you saw everything. He's like, and we made him look like a stocky football player is what we did. So, and then when he goes back into the past, he's the little Twinkie Boy Wonder person, what he is. And we had to add his wife into it. We had to add his 65 million Great Danes it was super weird. So, so he calls me up screaming at me saying, you cannot release this book. If you do, I'm going to sue you. And I was crying and I was like so upset. And I remember calling Julie Newmar because the book could not be canceled. It was literally free comic book day. Golden Apple, one of the biggest stores in the world. We couldn't pull anything from them. And I go, Julie, I call Julie Newmar. And I'm like, Julie, can you do this signing for me? And she goes, why? What's wrong with Bert? And I go, well, he thinks we made him look fat. And she goes, oh, honey, he is fat. So yeah, so that was always super fun. And here, I'll show you the Julie Newmar. This is the Julie Newmar comic book we did. It's called The Secret Lives of Julie Newmar. Wonderful, sweet woman, love her to death. So that's why I won't watch the show anymore. I won't watch the Batman show.
I am so sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring up that horrible, horrible memory.
PTSD. That's why I don't have them on DVD. I just really. Ugh.
But did Julie go and do the signing for you?
She did. Very nice. Yes.
That's very
and the issue is out there. It's only a preview book, so but we did a lot of work on it. He was just super weird, so fine.
So it actually didn't go in full production; it just went to a preview.
Right.
Well.
But now we have Stormy Daniels Space Force. Woo!
Hey. My goodness. Woo! Stormy here to save the day. Save the day.
That's what I want. I want action figures of my stuff. So.
Is that the next thing you're working on for your stuff?
I would love it. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years, and so I've actually had stuff commissioned. So based off the Justice League animated series, we've had some of these made of like the 10th Muse, Judo Girl, Legend of Isis. So super fun. And then there's a couple more here. So yeah, so it's fun, and it makes the collecting even more fun. Oh, and then we have one figure from Victoria's Secret Service. We did a statue that was one of my books that I did. So
Wow. So are those available, or are those just one of a kinds?
that was one of a kinds at the time. So yeah, it's like 15 years old. So
you have to partner up with somebody to get
right. Exactly.
Migo.
Well, I've been talking to Migo about something else. So
I mean, I love what they did. I mean, they did the Charlie's Angels. They released them, but you know,
yeah.
They're for what they've done. I mean, I love that they're touching base on what they're doing is creating a whole new sense of collecting in retro collecting. Sometimes I wish they would maybe be more careful or more in tune with things, but that's just that's me. I mean, if you make Kate Jackson, Sabrina Duncan doll look like a guy, I don't know.
Right. And it just becomes weird. So, and they're now being sold in Walmarts now. They had an exclusive with Target, and so now they have a bigger deal. They're doing a lot of the monster stuff. They're doing 8-inch superheroes. I just don't think their packaging is very well done anymore. I think it's totally outdated, and they should have gone retro with it rather than trying something new.
Yeah.
So.
Not that we don't love you guys, and I support everything.
We do love Migo. I do. Yeah, I've had conversations with Marty.
I don't want to bash them. It's just. Yeah.
No, yeah.
And they claim that they're going to do the other 3 angels for me, and they never did. So there we go.
Marty's a nice guy.
We need a Julie doll. We need a Julie doll and a Tiffany doll.
Yeah, we can. Julie's redheaded.
Right? It would make me very happy. I mean, but yeah, that's another show about me and Charlie's Angels. So, other than those 2 items, is there anything else you're looking for out there other than the pet and
Scarily, I know that there's a new Fisher Price Batgirl coming out that I want to get. It'll probably be around for Christmas time, because I search eBay, I search all these things to try to find out what's coming out and what I can look forward to. And it does give me a sense of fun, especially in this day of COVID. Target is one of the only stores that I will go to with a mask and everything. And just like, I feel safe there because it's so big. There was a breast cancer awareness Batgirl that I couldn't find at Target. And sometimes I won't pay the eBay prices for stuff, but I did try finding it and couldn't find it. So
it's true. I mean, I love eBay, but sometimes you're like, that's not worth that much. Okay.
Yeah. And the breast cancer awareness one is just her in pink, so I don't really need it. So it's the same one that I have, but in pink.
I have a couple more questions. Now, was there any Batgirl internationally made? Did she get any traction worldwide?
Batchica. Yes, there are. I do have some figures from, I believe, Argentina and that type of stuff. So yeah. And then I have this. Actually, I just thought about this. I have this weird figure that I think it's not a real figure. It was kind of made, but kind of not made. Let's see if I can find it in here. Yeah, it's right here. It's part of the Superpowers line. Oh God, can you hear the plastic? So we're gonna not move anything, but there's a Superpowers Batgirl that was from a different country. So that's not coming out.
Yeah.
I just heard a batarang fall down in there.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. So yeah, some of this stuff, is, and then they did a gigantic Migo doll, and this one is super cute. I wish there was a light here, but this one right there, she's just adorable. So
And is that Batgirl and Batman kissing?
that's Nightwing and Batgirl, and you're supposed to hang this upside down so it looks like they're hanging from a batarang.
Oh, got it.
But I don't want to hang it up. Like, I don't want to dust is the problem.
I never want to dust. Never want to dust. Well, this has been fantastic. Where can people reach out to you if they have, those items you're looking for, or want to know more about your comics?
I am on, it's tidalwavecomics.com, or I'm on Facebook. It's Darren, Darren G Davis, and anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Darren GD. Super fun. I do post everything on Instagram whenever I get a Batgirl something. So.
Oh, so like you and follow you there to watch all your Batgirl stuff.
Yep.
I like it.
Yay!
Obsessed. Thank you so much for taking time today in your busy COVID afternoon.
Thank you so much. I get to go take a nap now. My COVID nap. I don't.
New comics coming out this week. You're only turning 20 tomorrow.
I know. Well, we're doing a big podcast for the 20th anniversary with Crypto Comics, so that will be fun.
Where is that going to be?
CryptoComics.com. It's on their YouTube channel. So.
Okay, great.
And we have like some special guests and stuff, so it'll be fun. Because it's not only the 20th anniversary of 10th Muse, it's the 20th anniversary of me publishing comic books and getting started in this world. So
but you're only like 25. So I don't know how.
I know. So moisturize, moisturize, moisturize.
Look, we even get skin tips. That's amazing. From the youth of today. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for taking the time today. Cheers in your Batgirl mug. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Please share it. Please like it. And if you have a collection and you want to be on the show, all you have to do is reach out to me. I love talking to you. I love talking to everybody. All right. Big kiss. Be safe out there. Wear your Batgirl mask. Do you have a Batgirl mask?
I do have a Batgirl mask.
I love it. I love it.
I have two.
All right. Bye.